Radio Free Tatooine presents Galactic War Report, a Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes podcast.
Boshuda, fellow Holotable hustlers, you're tuned into Galactic War Report, a Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes podcast that's better than some and worse than others. I'm Sean, a.k.a. the other Sean, and sitting across the holotable from me is Josh, a.k.a. the Golden Pop-Tart.
So as I was doing the notes today, I kind of felt like this is what we're going to feel like after like Thanksgiving or a huge feast, where you're just like laying there, where you're like, man, I just had too much. Like that's what we're expecting at the end of this episode for you. It's a full one. Like unbutton
Y'all
the top.
are going to be sleeping
right?
good.
Unbutton that top of your pants right now. Prepare for this. It's a coming. So
it's a direct order.
There you go. Actually, that's a little weird to say that. I mean,
it is. It's a little weird, but you know, we're a little weird.
A little bit.
Yeah. Where do we even start? We got info on the new raid, Order 66. We got Mace Windu, the new kit. We got Depa Bilaba's new kit. Those are the big three. We've got new datacrons we haven't talked about. We were out last week, so we have a little bit of catch up. But most of this stuff is just from the last couple days.
Yeah, right.
It's like it's been a fire hose of information about Galaxy of Heroes. So we're going to try and get all of it. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
One thing we're not going to do, though, is we're not going to skip Blurf Days. So this week we've got a few. We have, just three. We have on the 15th, Grand Admiral Thrawn is turning 8 years old. Holy cow. 8 years of Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Still one of the craziest unlock ever for me. Like, constant hitting auto all the way up until the end, and then just praying it's going to work. And I still remember when you and I were, in the office, I'm like, just please try. And you're like, it ain't going to happen, man. You just might as well just stop. But it happened.
Cheer these boys up. Yeah. It has been 8 stinking years. That's crazy. Also, on the 15th, is Zam Wessel. 9 years of Zam. I forgot Zam wasn't a launch character. Yeah, totally forgot that. And she was, where was she? She was like, she wasn't even a grind. She was just like in a shop or something, just kind of unceremoniously plopped into the game.
That's a character too, right?
Terrible way. Unceremonious plop. I think that was one of the pod racers.
Yeah, or wasn't it too, like, who is it that Rey went to get her rations? Was he called Plop?
Unkar Plutt.
I'm going to call him Plop. Because he looked like a plop, didn't he?
Do you know who he was played by?
No.
Simon Pegg.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Simon Pegg was in that giant, ridiculous suit.
It was worth it.
Yeah. On the 18th is Jedi Knight Luke. 5 years. 5 years of JKL. Still one of my favorite characters in the game. I love him. He hits really hard. He calls assists. He stuns everyone. Not resistible. I mean, what's not to love?
Agreed.
He's just... He dispels on his basic. He's just a fantastic character. I love him.
And he actually looks powerful when he swings. It's like, I mean, I'm not sure.
He's got some wind up. Yeah.
Yeah, right? Like, so I'm not sure if you ever played The Witcher, in Witcher 3. Like, there's a move where he, like, loads up. It's like, it's super powerful. And that's what it reminds me of when he's basically, you're holding down triangle to the point where he just slashes,
It feels like a charged up move in Smash Brothers, like a Super Smash. It really kind of harkens to his attack style in Return of the Jedi when he's just wailing on Vader, like not like a disciplined Jedi, just wailing on him. Like that's the kind of energy he's got behind that attack, which is very different than the way he fights in The Mandalorian.
Oh yeah.
Even though those are not timeline very separated, but you know, he kind of got heated on that second Death Star. So anyways, let's take a look at this week's upcoming in-game events, brought to you by swgohevents.com. For a complete list of past, present, and future events, swgohevents.com is a universe of info in a galaxy of heroes. Now, this calendar is a little bit better than the last one. The last one, we didn't know what the heck was going on because it was the end of a month. Now we know. We've got an Omega battle on the 13th on Hoth. The 14th is going to give us an assault battle, Forest Moon, yes please. On the 15th, we'll have Discarded Doctrine, so you can get some of those precious Executor blueprints. We're also going to have a Smuggler's Run 2 on the 15th.
Now I love that one. Ever since it's been simmable, it's like one of my favorite.
Yeah, absolutely, because it was such a pain in the butt. Just time-consuming. Even when I figured out, like, put Chewbacca on the team, and like, okay, now you can auto it, or you can beat it. I don't even think it was auto. I think it was you can beat it reliably, but it just took so much time. Like, I'm trying to get the kids ready for school in the morning. I'm not trying to mess with that. I want to hit sim.
Agreed.
So, big quality of life improvement. 16th, we have an Omega battle on Dathomir. 17th will be Defense of Dathomir, the Mother Talzin shards and or Zetas. And then on the 18th, we have another assault battle, Secrets and Shadows. So they're keeping us busy. We're also conquesting through this.
Oh, yeah.
So,
and TBs.
And we got the Teebs. It's been a busy week. And we just finished a raid, which is funny because I was streaming on Twitch today. And I was like, hey, there's no Grand Arena, but we've got a raid, we've got conquest, we've got territory battles. Yeah, whatever. I'll just play. And I get in, and then, boom, here comes something to my inbox. What's up? Oh, it's my raid rewards. Oops. I ran one team.
Oh, wow.
And was waiting on all the others, but that's fine. I don't like that raid anyways.
Yeah, it's almost done it anyway, right?
Bad raid. Yeah, so before we get into these top stories, any of these three could be a show.
Agreed.
Any one of these three stories could basically be a show.
I hope you warmed up your vocal cords, right? So,
no, they're in terrible shape.
I'm
drinking wine. I've had coffee all day. Like, this is awful. Amateur. Or maybe pro.
Maybe.
Yeah. Before we get into all that, I want to give a shout out to our Patreon supporters. If you enjoy what we do and you want to be a part of our community, head over to patreon.com/ you're all a part of our community. But if you want to be like the good part of our community, head to patreon.com/ Galactic War Report. You get VIP access to Discord, early access to episodes, and of course, our weekly Doth Chat, where we chat with patrons each Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Your support keeps the lights on and the sandcrawlers running. Now then, punch it, Pop-Tart.
All right. So I'm going to actually start with something that I care a lot about. So it's just about me now. Because guess what?
I can support that.
Whenever we have an update, the first thing I do...
I know.
I click that button to look at every single one of these tunes to say, you look different? Nope. You look different? Nope. You look different? Oh, you do look different. And then I message you and you're like, no, it's the same one, bro. Like, that's like, it hasn't changed. Okay. Well, this time, guess what? We have
found it.
1, 2, 3, at least 3 that I know of. And number 1, first off, is Mr. Lord Vader. I'm not sure why I call him Mr. I think Lord is better than Mr.
Please call me Lord Vader. Mr. Lord Vader's my father.
So it looks like we got a little bit of a touch up. So he has looks like he's a little bit ready for the winter now. The cloak is a little bit thicker, and the color of it actually looks more likely what's actually in the in the movie as well. And of course, with the raid coming in, he definitely has to wear his best cloak, and it looks like he has it. So now the other two are pretty drastic of a shift. I mean, Jedi
Big
Counselor,
time. Yeah.
right? Like, I mean, he went from like maybe a 2 to an 8, right? So I mean, he doesn't date, right? I mean,
he went from a pass to a smash,
right? Speaking of, I mean, Jedi Knight Guardian. I mean, she looks like she's no longer kind of a weird looking character to actually a really cool looking alien character for it.
Yeah,
so.
I forget what race. Zagirian? Are they? Oh man, if I pulled that out of thin air,
I'll be proud of you. I mean, I'll be proud of you either way, but I mean, but it really does. It's really cool to get 3 new ones on there, and it's funny because you're like, Eats Goss still looks like trash. I mean, so it's like as we're going through the different characters there, but again, I mean, to get some new character, get some new upgrades, it just feels good.
It's Zagirian. Yeah,
Ooh.
She's a Zagirian.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, me too.
So yes. So if you get a chance and be like me, go through every single one. Now, I do want to throw us out there. There has to be somebody out there that says just like me that does this. I swear some of the characters look just a little bit shinier. I'm not sure if it's like a lighting thing or maybe it's in the EA app or something like that, but it seriously looks like there's some different shininess to the characters.
I remember you saying that about IG-88 a while back, that you were like, I think he got reworked, and I didn't see it, but you said he's shiny, and I looked at it, and I'm like, I don't have a baseline. I don't remember how shiny he was. But maybe they've updated the lighting.
Maybe. Well,
I don't know.
Either way, you know that next update, you're going to be like, yo, I know what Josh is doing. So
absolutely.
You should do it too. So yes. Yeah. Well, man, I think I'm done with my section of the news. The rest of it's all you, right? So I mean, I'm going to sit back.
You took the hard stories.
Like I got the coffee ready to go. By the way, it's like a little bit of creamer in here. Is going to be a like a cookie dough. It's amazing, by the way.
Okay.
So
all right.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Just a little behind the scenes. Josh said, "I'm going to go get some coffee before we record." I'm like, yeah, me too. And I went upstairs and I came down with a glass of wine. I don't know. I live dangerously, I guess. Let's talk first about datacrons.
And I can actually talk a little bit here. I can't give you all the fun here for the rest of the 2 kits. So I'll take the lead on this one for you. So that way, rest those vocal cords a little bit longer. But right, so it's always tough whenever we have a situation where all that work you put into the datacrons where they disappear. But it really is really cool to be able to pull up these main mechanics of the characters in here. And so let's just go through a few of these, kind of the highlights, and maybe you can talk about some of yours as well. Now, it's interesting that we do have the faction-wise, we do actually have some Gungans and clone troopers, which makes a lot of sense, right? And again, we got the Jedi Vanguard, too, so which is kind of cool on that side. But when you look at the actual main characters, I will say one of them right off the bat to me that is really kind of fun is actually going to be Barriss. And so what it is the first time Barriss is defeated, if there's any other character out there, revive all other defeated allies. Mm-hmm. And you heard me right, all other defeated allies. That's just crazy. And all other allies gain 100% offense, or 100% health and protection, and gain 100% turn meter, and 100% offense until the end of the battle. Like, that is like a cheat code.
That's fun.
Right? Amazing.
That is fun.
I really love that one. Now, the one right above that is Maul. And, again, Maul's already great, and especially now that he gets to... I feel like he's starting to be a real boy. He doesn't have to be Lord Vader anymore, so he can be part of his new team, right? So
yeah, he's on his own.
Right? And so whenever Maul critically hits an enemy, Maul gains 10% critical damage, defense penetration, and offense, stacking up to a max of 200% until the end of the battle. And again, if there's a Kenobi in there, he's going to hit 5 times, and there's a chance that he's going to crit almost every single time, depending on how it's modded and those type of things. That's 50%. Mm-hmm. I mean, it can get to the point where truly, and I do like the mechanics of him with the Mandalorians, because he does it. They go through and they put that taunt up, so it's not like he's gonna be attacked right off the bat, he's gonna stack.
Yeah, he's good at that. Yeah,
next time I'm gonna think about he's gonna stack, man.
He's stacked.
And then another one too that I liked on here is the Imperial Super Commando. Whenever an enemy takes a turn, ISC takes a bonus turn. During his turn, ISC deals 100% more damage.
Yeah. I think that's going to be spicy. Mine is Relic 3. I might kick him up to 5 for that.
I mean, I do have him and Gar up at 5 already. And I'm sorry, the 3v3 that's coming up soon, that's going to be spicy. Him, Maul, and, Gar. I mean, it's already a fun team as it is. Like, it really, truly is pretty dang good as a whole. Is there any of these that you kind of see that you kind of feel like it's a good one, too?
Yeah, that Super Commando caught my eye, for sure. I like them all as well. I am interested in Captain Tarpals quite a bit, as I am working on Gungans right now, and Tarpals is kind of my dude. So at the start of each of his turns, he resets his cooldowns and loses 5% health for each turn that each ability was reduced. So if you just cleared out 7 turns worth of cooldowns, he loses 35% health. Which sounds bad, but it's Gungans.
Yeah.
Like, they're protected by shield generator. It's fine. He's literally always off cooldown. He can just do whatever, whenever. And he's got a couple pretty big attacks. So I think that's pretty spicy. Outside of that, there were a couple others that caught my eye.
Actually, I'm going to throw a curveball real quick.
Yeah.
What is going to be the toilet bowl one? What's the worst?
Worst one? Shoot. Where is it? There's one... no, it wasn't that. I think it was one of the Gungans that was stupid.
So
the thing is, like, I hate it when they do this. If you have a faction that has datacrons, like there's a really good Tarpals one, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So there's no reason to have more than 2 Gungan. Well, okay, maybe for 3v3, but like no reason to have more than 2 Gungan datacrons in your whole collection.
All right.
What? It's just silly. Just silly.
For me, it's Cody in some ways. Like, no one's using Cody. I mean, he gains 5% max health and protection per relic level.
That's pretty bad,
right?
Yeah.
I mean...
damage he receives is decreased by 15%. He receives 0 damage because he's on the darn bench.
Agreed, right?
That's why.
The best thing that dude... Actually, the worst thing that dude was give back to the lightsaber. But I'm saying in this case, there's not much that really he's going to do. And even Qui-Gon's. I mean, like, okay, he gains 50% turn meter when somebody else uses a special ability. Like, what is he going to do? I mean, the only thing he does well is die. Like, we need him to die to give everybody else power. I don't want to give him turn meter. I want him to die.
I don't particularly like any of the clone ones.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm having a hard time finding one that is bonus turn for 5s is all right, I guess, but they're kind of rough.
And we were talking earlier, kind of like it is kind of nice to have some meh type of crons in some ways, because then it's just not going to be earth shattering. I do think Barriss is going to be ridiculous. I mean, that one to me is going to be interesting because you can put it on so many different teams. Defensively, like I'm thinking, man, on a Queen P, that would be like
totally
really tough, right?
You look at whatever the Vanguard
group,
kind of Vanguard B team ends up being, or just slaughter into a Vanguard team with Mace. That's coming. We're going to be able to do that pretty soon.
Did you say Mace?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we have another Mace here, don't we?
We do have another Mace.
Okay. All right. Well,
there's another Mace. I just found my my new candidate for toilet bowl.
Yeah.
It's Gungan Boomadeer.
Oh.
Each time Gungan Boomadeer inflicts ability block, they gain 10% turn meter.
Oh, jeez.
Look out, world.
Wow. I'm such a dad that I'm like, wow, he had a boom boom.
Right?
Sorry.
It's so rough. Yeah. So overall, I think it looks like it's a fine set. It's hard to judge the quality of a set because, like, if a bunch of them look really good, that can be a bad set because it makes gameplay such a nightmare when you have Sana Staros giving 100% health and protection to a whole Rey team.
Right.
That's just not cool, man.
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
sometimes when you look at them and they're so-so, I think, thank God.
I know, right?
I don't
Give me
want
a break.
the chaos. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's move along. Let's talk about Depa Billaba first.
Which,
this is,
by the way, it sounds so much like she's a pop star. Like I'm pretty confident this is like a pop star Jedi.
There's a Dua Lipa Depa Billaba link in my brain.
Mine too.
That, like, I literally, when I hear the name Depa Billaba, I start hearing a bass line to a Dua Lipa song. I just can't turn it off. And that's fine. I actually like her stuff.
Okay.
I'm like into IPAs and indie rock, but I like me some Dua Lipa. Yeah. All right. So she's an attacker on the Jedi Vanguard team, the main kind of team with Mace. She's going to be required at Relic 5, as are all of the Rex. And yeah, so she has a kind of more complicated kit than some of the other ones, but it's pretty cool. I eyeballed it. I don't understand it 100%. So let's learn together. Let's see. They give mod recommendations. That's new.
First, the tips on here. She's going to be a glass cannon. Says she's an aggressive attacker, but defense stat are a bit on the low side.
Yeah.
That means she's going to break.
Yeah. Someone's going to... Temple Guard's got some work to do. Okay. So, basic is called Serene Blade. You deal physical damage to target enemy. During her turn, you inflict vulnerable for 1 turn. If it's not her turn, and all allies were Jedi Vanguard at the start of the battle, this attack deals 25% more damage until the start of her next turn. Number 2, let's see, special 1 is Vapad Disciple. This is inflict healing immunity for 2 turns and deal physical damage to target enemy. Depa gains health steal up for 2 turns. If Jedi Master Mace Windu is in the leader slot, this ability deals 50% more damage. And then you call Jedi Master Mace Windu to assist twice, which is pretty cool. And then special 2 is called Will of the Council. This is, if Jedi Master Mace Windu is the allied leader, dispel all buffs on enemies. And if any enemies have investigation, they gain a stack of investigation for 2 turns, which can't be copied, dispelled, or prevented. Deal bonus physical damage to all enemies with Shatterpoint, then deal physical damage to all enemies. Inflict Shatterpoint, excluding raid bosses and GLs, on enemies this bonus damage was dealt to until the end of the encounter, which can't be copied, dispelled, evaded, or resisted. Jedi Vanguard allies gain crit damage up and defense penetration up for 2 turns. Depa and Jedi Master Mace Windu gain Foresight for 2 turns. When this Foresight expires from Depa, she gains 100% turn meter. When this Foresight expires from Mace, he gains protection up 50% for 2 turns. So, pretty darn big move. There's a lot going on there.
Ooh, actually, wow, I just stop you for a second there. it looks like there's also a rework of Ayla Secura. She has a whole total new move. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah,
Oh.
we will get there for sure. Okay, and then she's got one unique, and this is called Nothing and Everything. Depa has a plus 70% counter chance, plus 25% offense, and recovers 15% health and protection whenever she's inflicted with a debuff. If Jedi Master Mace is in the leader slot, Depa gains 30% turn meter at the start of each encounter, and whenever he uses an ability, Depa gains 25% crit damage for 2 turns. Whenever an enemy is inflicted with Shatterpoint, she gains advantage for 2 turns. If all allies were Jedi Vanguard at the start of battle, whenever an enemy is defeated, if they had stacks of investigation, the next time a Jedi Vanguard uses a special and the target was not revealed, they inflict a stack of investigation for 2 turns, which can't be copied, dispelled, or prevented. Whenever an enemy gains a stack of investigation, Depa gains speed up for 2 turns. Investigation ties into Mace's kit, so we'll talk about that, as does Shatterpoint. While in territory battles, Jedi Vanguard allies gain 200% max health and offense.
Right.
Okay. At the start of each encounter, Jedi Vanguard tanks gain 200% bonus protection until the end of the encounter. And whenever a Jedi Vanguard ally uses an ability, they remove 10% turn meter from their target enemy. Whenever a Jedi Vanguard ally defeats an enemy, all Jedi Vanguard recover 50% health and protection and gain damage immunity and speed up for 3 turns. Whenever a Jedi Vanguard ally is damaged by an enemy, all other Vanguard gain 10% turn meter, and enemies can't be revived. Which, I look at this as, what level is it? Is it Coruscant? Where there's those stupid clone troopers that on the second wave, there's 2 of the health, like the medic ones.
Yeah.
And if you kill one, the other one will revive him. And then you kill that other one, and this one revive. And I've been in that loop so many times. And I know, like, we've got more powerful teams now that can just kind of handle that. Mm-hmm. But I want to use this against it because, particularly, I hate that stupid 2 clone medic combo. So I like it.
Yeah.
Glass cannon, cool, good. Looks like she still gets plenty of use, even if she is a little squishy. That's good.
I mean, but even then, though, looking at going back to Secura, I mean, basically it says this whole new one is if there's Mace in there and the leader, right, and there's no other Vanguard attackers, all Vanguard get 30% health protection and tenacity and 30% max protection until the end, until she passes. So, like, wow, okay. Like, automatically.
That's Ayla's new
Yeah, that's
ability?
Ayla's.
Okay.
Yep, and then she also gains 50% crit chance, 30% defense, 5% offense per relic level. And then whenever Ayla goes through and stuns an enemy, all of them, like all the Vanguard, recover 20% health and protection. I mean, this team is going to be amazing. I mean, it really feels that way. Like, I mean, in honest, I really like this character too. I like Ayla. It just seems like she hasn't gotten a lot of love, but it really feels like, I mean, there's a lot of words here too. It feels like it's a book.
Oh, no other Jedi Vanguard attackers with a leader ability. Yeah. I missed that. And I was like, but why would you want to not use Depa Billaba? Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's like, it really feels like this is going to be a really dang good team.
Yeah.
It is still a little bit funny that Jedi Counselor, I mean, probably isn't going to be a part of this team, and then neither is Guardian, right? So, like, I'm glad you gave him a Maul glow up, and glamour shots to have them not play, but still.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yeah, that is kind of unfortunate because I don't even think they'd make a second team, right? Like, there's too many other better ones.
Agreed.
Unless there's a real particular interaction we're missing in the raid, which I don't think there is.
No.
Huh. Okay. Well, so that's Depa Billaba. Let's look at Mace's kit too, and then we can kind of talk about Order 66 and how these guys fit into it and all that. Those sleeves, man.
What is up with the sleeves? I mean, I don't mean to
got some sleeves.
It kind of reminds me of like in Harry Potter. I'm pretty confident like he's a Dementor that just he's a pre-Dementor. I mean, maybe that's what happens after he gets blown away.
After he
right?
goes out the window, yeah.
It just again, I love the character. I love the kit. Like this is gonna be fun. But on the other side of it, I'm probably gonna be staring at those sleeves, going, "What are we doing, man?" Like, but still,
Yeah. All right. So here we go. Mace Windu. This is pretty cool. He's got a lot of synergy with different Vanguard. All right, let's look at it ability by ability. His basic is Shatterpoint. And I'm looking at the actual animations of his character now, and oh my god, those sleeves.
Right? There you go.
Ridiculous. All right. Deal physical damage to target enemy, and if all allies were Jedi Vanguard at the start of the battle, inflict them with Shatterpoint, excluding raid bosses and GLs, of course. Until the end of the encounter, which can't be copied, dispelled, or evaded, or is resisted. If they already had Shatterpoint, reduce the cooldowns of all Jedi Vanguard allies by 1. If they had at least 1 stack of investigation, Mace gains speed up for 1 turn. First special is Decapitation Strike. Gotta love that. It shows him decapitating a probe droid in the post, too. It's ridiculous. Deal physical damage to target enemy, and all Jedi Vanguard allies gain tenacity up for 2 turns. If target enemy was in the leader slot, this damage is doubled, and all enemies are inflicted with doubt for 2 turns, and all enemies who already had a stack of investigation gain another stack for 2 turns with a max of 5. If the enemy in the leader slot was already defeated, doubt can't be dispelled, evaded, or resisted. If the target enemy was revealed, this damage is tripled.
Just
yeah, no biggie. Special number 2 is called the Hammer of Ryloth. And this is one of his Omicrons. So, dispel all debuffs on all Jedi Vanguard allies and deal physical damage to all enemies. All Jedi Vanguard allies gain offense up for 2 turns. If target enemy had at least 1 stack of investigation, call Depa to assist. If target enemy was revealed, call all Vanguard allies to assist. And if Depa is an ally, she assists again. While in Territory Wars, reduce the defense of all enemies by 20% stacking until the end of the encounter, and inflict all revealed enemies with healing immunity and protection disruption for 2 turns, which can't be dispelled, evaded, or resisted. And all enemies who already had a stack of investigation gain 2 stacks for 2 turns. Unique number 1 is called Arrest Warrant. Another Omicron. This is... Oof. This is nuts.
Yeah.
I'm scrolling. My God. Okay. So it's only 1 unique. Okay. But then he's got a leader ability. All right. So this is at the start of the battle. Vanguard allies gain foresight for 1 turn. Mace ignores taunt effect for 1 turn. And if Depa is an ally, Mace gains 30% max health and 15 speed until the end of the battle. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
If all allies were Vanguard at the start of battle, Whenever the enemy in the leader slot is defeated, inflict all enemies with low morale for the rest of the encounter, which can't be dispelled, evaded, or resisted. And whenever an enemy dispels a debuff, Mace dispels all debuffs on himself and inflicts all enemies with buff immunity for 1 turn. Spicy. Mm-hmm. Whenever an enemy becomes revealed, all Jedi Vanguard tanks taunt for 1 turn, which can't be dispelled, and Mace gains a bonus turn. During this bonus turn, he ignores taunt. Mace deals bonus true damage against revealed enemies. This damage can't defeat enemies. Whenever Mace deals damage to an enemy with at least 1 stack of investigation, inflict them with provoke for 1 turn. And then, so low morale, which he inflicts on that, is minus 25% defense, health, offense, and speed. While in territory wars, at the start of the battle, Vanguard allies ignore taunt effects for 1 turn. During Mace's bonus turn, whenever an enemy becomes revealed, reset the cooldowns of Mace's abilities. Mace gains 30% offense, stacking, and 10 speed, stacking, whenever revealed enemies are defeated, until the end of the encounter. Whenever Mace is damaged by a revealed enemy, or by an enemy with at least 1 stack of investigation, he recovers 5% health and protection once per turn, gains 5% turn meter once per turn, and he inflicts them with speed down for 1 turn, which can't be evaded or resisted. Whenever an enemy is inflicted with Shatter Point, all Vanguard allies gain riposte for 1 turn. And then the last bit of this is... God, this is nuts. His leader ability. It's called Solver. And it is, at the start of battle, Vanguard allies gain 20% crit chance, crit damage, and offense, and 10 speed. If there's an active Depa Billaba, she and Mace gain double these stats. If all allies were Vanguard at the start of the battle, defeated enemies can't be revived. And whenever a Jedi Vanguard ally uses an ability on their turn, while no other enemy has a stack of investigation, target enemy gains a stack of investigation for 2 turns. Whenever an enemy attacks out of turn with at least 1 stack of investigation, blind them for 1 turn, which can't be evaded or resisted, and they gain another stack of investigation for 2 turns. Whenever an enemy gains 5 stacks of investigation, they lose all stacks, dispel all buffs on themselves, and they are revealed. Can't be copied, evaded, dispelled, resisted until end of encounter. If an enemy defeats a Jedi Vanguard ally with at least 1 stack of investigation, they instantly become revealed. Galactic Legends and Sith enemies can't be revealed.
I think that's pretty interesting to have, like, a Sith enemy can't be revealed. That's different.
Yeah, I just had the snot scared out of me because my Amazon device, apparently I said something close enough to, that name. And I thought I was alone down here, and she reminded me I'm not.
She'd listen.
Also, enemies lose 15% crit damage per stack of investigation. So, a couple little definitions here. Revealed, that means you're immune to investigation stacks, right? You have minus 75% crit damage, can't stealth, can't attack out of turn, and you're exposed for 1 turn, which can't be evaded or resisted at the start of each unit's turn. If they didn't already have it, enemies can ignore taunt effects to target this unit. And investigation is increased effects from abilities that utilize investigation. Only 1 enemy can gain investigation at a time. I did not realize that. Okay. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. And then he does have a territory war Omicron for his leader ability. If Jocasta-Nu is an ally, she gains 100% defense. Very helpful. Max health and max protection, and she can't be targeted until Mace is defeated. Vanguard allies can't be instantly defeated. Whenever a Jedi Vanguard ally gains deflective ward, all other Jedi Vanguard allies gain deflective ward until they receive damage. Jedi allies gain 10% mastery per revealed enemy, 20% if they're Jedi Vanguard until the end of the encounter. If there's an ally, Jedi Knight Anakin, this is my favorite part of the kit by far, he does not gain the mastery increase. Now, why would you ever put Jedi Knight Anakin on this team? It just doesn't make sense. I mean, could you? Sure. But I love that he grants the rank of master to his whole team. Exactly. Unless Anakin's on it. Perfect. Whenever an enemy gains a stack of investigation, Jedi Vanguard allies gain 1% mastery stacking until the end of each encounter. And Vanguard allies take 5% reduced damage from enemies with a stack of investigation, 15% if they're revealed, and hey, Galactic Legends can now be revealed. So this could be a GL killer in Territory Wars.
Seems that way.
I like that. That opens up Territory Wars to some pretty cool stuff. Because, like, in Territory Wars, our guild is not a TW guild. No. We're just not. That's fine. But if we all get Mace,
a little bit easier,
and we all do this Omicron, I know that's a big ask, but if we all do it, then we could just kind of like clear out some of those walls that we get stuck on. You know, like the second sector.
Agreed.
Usually
right?
is the wall we
most
get
of the
time. It's cool though. I mean, this is a very attack heavy kit and team. I mean,
it feels like they did him justice. I think that we.
Yeah,
I mean, so. Mace definitely. I remember it. I remember like when I first got my Mace. I'm like, oh, I'm so excited. I'm going to go for Mace. You're like, don't.
Unfortunately,
right?
It's terrible, and that was before they reworked him.
Yeah, right.
Too.
It was
because he's passable now. I use him on like a Keller and Beck team or something like that.
But he's just meh. You know, like he doesn't do much. Now this one feels like this reminds me I can't remember like the Clone War series before it was really the Clone War series where it's like like it was just amazing where he's just, you know, taking the bolts out of all of the like I hope that's
Dirge.
What this is like. Yeah, right? Oh yeah, Dirge.
That was awesome.
Yeah. So I mean, it really does feel like they put a lot of effort into this and they even have the funny things in there about Anakin. I mean, I don't know.
Unnecessary, completely unnecessary.
Agreed, but awesome.
But so glad it's there. So very glad it's there.
And it really does feel like this is going to be... I'm not going to understand it 90% of the time because there is so much happening, but I do feel like this one is going to be a hit. It has to be.
Yeah.
It has to be. Please.
I love it. I think this looks like a really fun team with Ayla's rework.
Oh, yeah.
Depa. You know, Temple Guard isn't that exciting, but we'll see. Like, he's the tanky boy.
There you go. You need a tank, and it doesn't matter who it is.
Missing? Who's the fifth?
Let's see here. They have a listing of who it should be. So, yeah, it should be Temple Guard, Depa, Jocasta, and then Ayla, and then with Mace. So that's what they're really looking for.
Yeah, Jocasta. Yeah.
Jocasta, yep. And so, I mean, even with that, I mean, like the fact, too, that she can't die until he dies. I mean, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So
that is a team completely... Correct me if I'm wrong here. Oh, Ayla is a support character, technically. But she plays like an attacker. Yeah. This is a team of 4 attackers and a tank, basically. But yeah, call Ayla the attacker, but all support, but all she does is hit stuff with her lightsaber really hard and call other people to do it and stun and, you know...
This is exciting. It really is. I mean, again, I hope that we probably have a little while before he comes out, and you and I usually are second time it comes around, so we're probably, a year out, but, I mean...
Ouch.
To feel that way, but, I mean, least we'll be able to see other people play with it, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, by the time this comes around for the second, yeah, that's like how we did Jar Jar, how we did Balin, I think.
Yeah, I think we got him second time for Balin. Right?
And yeah, I'm totally jazzed. So when the raid launches, I won't have my Mace ready. I won't have my pirates ready because of that, obviously. But we'll be able to put together a pretty solid Vanguard team, I'm sure. And I'm sure that we're not going to be alone. There's going to be plenty of theory crafting around. Yes, I know this belongs on a Mace team.
Yeah.
But if you don't have Mace, what's your best bet? So yeah, we've got some pretty cool stuff on the horizon. Look, the raid. Well, if you're ready, let's go ahead.
Let's dive.
The raid is goofy and people are mad.
Yeah.
Everyone's got a lot of thoughts about it. Here's my 2 cents is number one, the way they release content in this game just doesn't mesh with the concept of trying to have a raid where everything makes sense canon wise. It's just we're not going to get that anymore. So this is the Order 66 raid. You are protecting Jedi from Lord Vader and his clones attacking. You're trying to save Jedi. It feels like an NES game or something. You know, you fight the bad guys and thank you for saving me. And so you would think okay, it makes sense to be using Jedi Vanguard. Cool. It makes sense to use 2 teams of them. Yeah. Pirates? I don't know about that. Tarkin and also clones? That makes 0 sense.
Agreed.
And Bad Batch makes more sense because they would have, were they there, fought on this side of it, you know?
Yeah.
But that's the nature of these things. That's what you're going to get, you know? It's unfortunate, but that's how it goes. You look at the Battle for Naboo, and you've got Darth Maul fighting against droids, Darth Sidious out there fighting against droids. So there's already some kind of precedent of why are stormtroopers chasing stormtroopers through Endor and shooting them down? That's weird, right? Yeah, it sure is. So this is all to say that, yeah, it is a little unfortunate that the story will just be kind of odd. But it totally makes sense that you can't play as Vader.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's kind of what I figured was going to be. Like, he's the raid boss. You're not going to play against him. So that's, pretty sensible.
But on the other side, though, I mean, the frustrating thing for me is we've already had Kit Fisto and Luminara and Plo Koon and Qui-Gon Jinn and Shak Ti. Like, these characters have already been in this raid that we're doing now, and this is not like, I want to play with the good characters sometimes too, and like, again, Eeth Koth and Amidala. I just don't understand why too. Like, if you want to create like a great raid experience, I mean, I think the Mace Windu team is going to be amazing in this. Just because, why not? Like, they have to. They always have one team. Like, the Gungans came out in the last one. They're amazing. Makes total sense, right? But, you know, I would love to be able to play a raid with truly some of my best, like, say Jedi. Do all Jedi. It makes total sense. Yeah. You know, if I can use Yoda, technically Yoda did go. I mean, I know he wasn't there for Order 66, but he almost died during Order 66,
Neither was ever
right?
going to die.
I know,
or,
it
Varys wasn't there.
It doesn't make a lot of sense. And then I think that's the thing that's frustrating for me is just that they have so many other characters that they could use that were in Order 66 that, you know, you could go through and truly make... I know going into this, they're trying to make it quicker. Hopefully it's going to be not one of those things where you go through and you play for 2 seconds and you just die. And I know this is games about making money.
It's quick.
Right? It's about making money, but on the other piece to it, like, they have to understand. And I do like in one of these things, it says in here, where is it real quick? It says, basically, we understand, we listen to your feedback, you know, from the Battle in Naboo and the speeder bike pursuit. Why didn't you listen to the one where we want to truly play with things that matter? You know, I mean...
Yeah. But again, I look at the logistics of that, and it is what it is. This is what
I know.
This is what we were always going to get, you know, some type of restrained thing like this. But let's talk about who you can use, right? So you can use the new Bad Batch team instead of the old one. Okay, sure. You can use your Dark Side Clone Troopers and Tarkin. And then you've got all these Vanguards. And it is nice that every character in the Jedi Vanguard tag is usable here. It's not like just certain ones, like they kind of pick and choose in the past, right? And then pirates. So...
just pirates. All of them.
Here we go with Sana Starros, Enfys Nest, Hondo, SM-33. There's your pirate team, right? Except there's also going to be another pirate who's a Galactic Legend. Okay, bury the lead. What? So yeah, that's kind of thought-provoking. I mean, they said that there wouldn't be a full pirate team when this launches.
Yeah.
But they're going to show up fashionably late. Which is another thing that I just think is not the best. But when you look at how many teams there are, let's see. We've got your Bad Batch and your clone team. Like, we know what those teams are. We've got the Jedi Master Mace team. You can easily build a second group of Vanguards. And there are just enough to make a third group of Vanguards. So that's what we're going to be doing the first couple runs of this, at least, right?
Yeah.
We are using I'm gonna die. We are using Jedi Consular. It's all happening. Matter of fact, I'm upgrading my Jedi Knight Guardian right now. We're doing it. I don't want to, but, you know, sometimes duty calls. All right, she's Gear 13.
I guess I missed the fact that I wasn't reading this, that the next Galactic Legend is going to be a pirate.
Oh, so this is like fresh
for
you.
So I legitimately just Googled pirates, which, interesting.
Yeah, so that's the whole...
wow, I have not been paying attention. Yeah.
Discussion thing on Reddit right now is who is the pirate?
Who's the pirate?
And man, oh man, are there some takes. Now, I want to get you thinking about it for a second here on who you think. 'Cause I've had hours to stew and to read across Reddit threads and all that stuff. And I don't know. I have not settled on I know who it's going to be. But I have some suspicions that are much stronger. Some cases that I think are much stronger than others for who they might include as a Galactic Legend pirate. Because you have to think, A, the character has to be deserving of being a Galactic Legend.
That's what I'm having trouble with. I can't imagine.
Not a whole lot come to mind, right?
Yeah.
So, and we already know that canon is kind of like meh.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the pirates are showing up to Order 66. Let's not get too married to the idea that this will make canonic sense.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's only 3 possibilities. I've seen all kinds of people say other crazy things, right? Only 3 possibilities, and they all have kind of things that I like and things that I don't. But do you have any thoughts first on who you hope it is, or who makes sense to you?
Well, that's a tough thing. Is in my brain, I still don't have. I mean, Hondo to me is the best pirate. I mean, I still, if I think of any pirate from his voice in the Clone Wars,
Hondo
everything's
is just literally the best,
right?
Not just the best pirate.
It makes
He's awesome,
total sense. Now,
yeah.
I mean, that's the crazy part. But then, like,
he's one of my 3. It could be a new Hondo.
So, I mean, I really don't have a good one for me. I mean, technically, Empha's Nest is one, too, but they're not going to do a second one of her. She's not that important. Yeah. I mean, she's important, but...
she's more important than some of the others. Like, I've seen people talk about, like, Talon Card.
Yeah.
And I think a Talon Card character would be really cool. Because he famously had Issa Lamiri, which are creatures that negate the Force.
Yeah.
So, like, how you play that against a team of Jedi could be really cool. But he's not a galactic legend.
Yeah.
Get out of here. No way is that guy a galactic legend.
Gosh, what was the guy's name in Mandalorian Season 3?
Yeah.
Like the first episode. Gordon something?
Gore. I think it's Gore Shand or something.
Okay. That's another one that I can think of.
Another one that comes to mind. I know. But Galactic Legend?
No.
Get right out of here.
I mean, gosh, I'm having a hard time with this.
So, a couple others that come to mind is we are moving into a pirate era. Mm-hmm. That's the new era, is era of the pirates. Oh, another one that people have said is Jod Nawood.
Oh, yeah, okay.
From Skeleton Crew.
Which...
Cool. I'd love to see the character, and I think we will see the character, but that's not a galactic legend. So the only other 2 that make sense to me, we're moving into... It's 2025, which is the 10-year anniversary of The Force Awakens. Mm-hmm. Maz Kanata.
Yeah.
She was alive. She's old as dirt. She was alive.
True.
During that time, she was literally called the Queen of the Pirates, or the Pirate Queen, or something. Maz, it feels like a bit of a stretch to call her a galactic legend, but it makes more sense than most of these others. And I think it could be a cool character, and the 10-year anniversary thing is like,
makes sense.
Hey, who's a big character from The Force Awakens that we don't have in game yet? I would say Maz is probably high on that list. And then the other big one, Han Solo.
Yeah.
The only person in any of the movies, I think, except Maz. I think Maz was called a pirate. The only person who was called a pirate.
Multiple times, yeah.
So is a new Han who is a pirate and leads the pirates. I could see that. He's a pirate enough character, and he 100% fits the Galactic Legend
agreed
bar.
And Maz could be the Conquest character.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we could definitely be seeing... We could see all these characters we mentioned, you know? I think we'll see multiple characters that we've mentioned.
But still, though, like, there's... if it's Han, I'll be fine with Han. I think Han should be a Galactic Legend. He is that important the whole time period, like, everything.
Yeah.
But if it's going to be some random piece...
that would be really weird.
That would be weird. And, I mean, just because we have we don't have a Darth Vader, as a Galactic Legend. We don't have some of these great, like a Yoda. I mean, there should be some of these iconic, or even Beskar Mando as like. Mm-hmm. If we go into some weird pirate type thing, and it just, I don't know.
Yeah, I think my money's on Han.
Yeah,
because it just makes, from a who is a galactic legend standpoint, like they revere that, and I don't think they'd give us some rando as a galactic legend. Speaking of rando, could it be a new Lando?
I don't want
possibly.
That, yeah,
it's possible.
But it's just,
but I think Han is most likely. I could see Maz though for the 10-year thing, and I don't think she shouldn't be a galactic legend. I think there's others that would be in line before her. But if you need to rush because it's the pirate time, I could see that happening, and I could see Hondo.
Yeah.
Like I said, he was alive then. He knew plenty of the Jedi. And I don't remember who pointed it out, but someone on Reddit pointed out that the Hondo in-game is like based on Hondo from Smuggler's Run at Disney World. Mm-hmm. Give us that evil, like clearly a villain Hondo from the early seasons of the Clone Wars.
Yeah,
that could be Galactic Legend level. It still seems a little off. Agreed. But I don't know. So yeah, I'm Team Han.
Yeah, I'm Team Han too. I'll be, if it's not Han, I might be a little grumpy. Yeah, I'll still do it, collect it, complain about it. But
yeah. So you can launch the raid immediately upon it going into the game on the 25th at 11 a.m. So we will, I'm crossing my fingers, we'll plan accordingly.
Yeah, let's hope.
We'll see. Yeah, and the rewards look pretty good, too. They added a tier so that there isn't the weird gap where in Battle for Naboo between like the I don't remember third or fourth and fifth. It's just a world of difference. Like it takes a little effort and then a little effort and then a little effort and then you have to double everything to get to the next tier. Like they reworked it. The scale makes a lot more sense. The rewards are basically going to be what we're used to. The individual rewards are completely unchanged. And with all the reworking on the guild rewards, essentially we're going to be looking at similar stuff. And keep in mind, of course, as a new raid comes out, the old one doesn't get those good rewards anymore. So whether you love Battle of Naboo, which you don't, or you hate it, we're moving over. Like, if your guild can do it, you're doing it. So that's it. That's our big honkin' show.
Yeah.
There's a lot more we could say, and you know what? We've got a couple weeks before it launches.
We'll go more into
plenty more
time.
That we will say, because I want to get into the kind of rescue attack or rescue
the mechanic piece ability. Looks cool.
Yeah.
And there's so much more that we can. Well, don't worry, you'll get more next week.
Yeah, but we're tired.
A little bit.
We're that after Turkey, Thanksgiving.
There you go.
That's where we're at. And you guys are probably sound asleep by now anyways.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
As much as we want to go to bed, we can't. Because, we took last week off and we had excuses. We had valid excuses. Or you did. You had one, so we both took it off. But we can't do that. We can't bail on these people. We have to tell them, who you grinding?
It feels like I just didn't get to grind all week, and I'm just a little under the weather last week. But I promise.
The grind got you.
I played this game every single day, like multiple times a day. I did all my refreshes, but this is all I got. And this is 2 weeks. This is 2 weeks, folks. So
oh, no.
I don't even call this a grind anymore. Like, I mean, it's more like in a slow dance and a 4th or 5th grade dance at this point.
Yeah.
So on my Bad Batch team, Omega went from 35 out of 100 to a whopping 75 out of 100.
Okay.
Batcher went from 23 out of 85 up to 43 out of 100.
Okay, that's
bad.
Nothing. Yeah.
And then Hunter, 20 out of 65 to 57 out of 100. That's a lot of signal data not getting used at this moment.
Yeah.
Wrecker went from 23 out of 85 to 69 out of 85. And then Crosshair went from 18 out of 65 to 49 out of 65. Is there crickets yet? Or, yes, I forgot one more. Yes, good old Apo found out today that he is going to be ready to grind. So he went from 15 out of 30 up to 18 out of 30. Yeah,
there we go.
There you go.
You're set.
No
You're
relic levels. No frills. I mean,
man.
I had multiple times with Omega.
How could you?
Right.
With Hunter in the way, yeah.
I mean, Omega had multiple times where I did 3 refreshes and I got 0. 3 times. Like, that is like, I mean, when we say salt in the wound, that's like putting a whole salt mountain in the wound, it felt like.
Yeah.
But either way, also, though, I will say that Lord Vader is 100% ship-shop shape. He is now Relic 9 and has all of his Zetas, and he even looks prettier, too. So, that wasn't anything I did, but... So, again, you heard my slow dance with the arm length away, swaying back and forth a little bit with the music, so I need to actually know and feel... Not feel, because that'd be weird, too. Who you grinding?
Man, I lived fast and hard over here while you were out. I did some things. We got, for Bad Batch, I already had Omega at Relic 3. I took Batcher from 94 out of 100 up to Relic 5. Crosshair from 58 out of 100 up to Relic 3. Did I say Crosshair or Wrecker?
You said Crosshair.
I said Crosshair, but I meant Wrecker. Crosshair went from 48 out of 85 up to 11 out of 100. So we're getting there. They're almost done. My low down dirty clones, Apo got a shard. Just one. From 23 up to 24 out of 100. Fortunately, I had a huge head start on him because that drop hurt. That's only one day. He just became farmable today, so... CX2 is at 58 out of 100, just chilling. Sneaky Boy went from 5 up to 19 out of 85, and then Scorch actually hit a star. He went from 64 out of 65 up to 28 out of 85. Those clones are just moving along. They're going to do great. I'm proud of them. I love them. They're starting to become farmable, and I like where we're at.
Oh, yeah.
Now, my stupid things that I did this week. Young Lando. Took him from Relic 5 up to Relic 6. Because now I can do his territory battle mission on Felucia. And it's one of those missions where, how would you build a team around young Lando? You put him with a good team. You don't try it, like, he doesn't synergize. No, he's going to die in, like, a split second. So I ran Ahsoka, Sabine, Hu Yang, and Ezra. And him. And yeah, he dies right away, but the rest of them get the job done.
There you go.
And they barely got the job done. But you know what? It's Felucia. It's not like we can't 3-star it already. I just wanted to get a few more points for myself. So that's what we did. My Gungans, I took all of them from Relic 5 up to Relic 6. So that's cool, especially since I forgot we stall. We sandbag one day on Braca. So that means I have gotten to use them 3 days in a row in territory battles. A little skip forward, I also gave Tarples his Omicron. So my Gungans in territory battles can do things now.
Nice.
It's kind of fun. Still almost died. Or no, I did die once. I beat one wave and couldn't beat the second wave, and I was like, but I put an Omicron on.
Yeah, right.
Like, that was supposed to work. So, whatever. We're getting mixed results with that. That's fine. Stormtrooper, I went from Relic 3 up to Relic 5 because I just wanted a full Imperial Remnant team at Relic 5 to use in territory battle. Stupid. Yeah. Told you. Trench is in my favorites because I want him up at Relic 7. He's at Relic 5. I'm going to kick him up there because I've got that whole squad with him, Dooku, Jango, like that whole team is Relic 7 besides him. So we're going to do it. For Zetas, I finished up Jocasta. She has all of hers. I gave both of the Zetas to Sneaky Boy. And I only have a handful left. I have to do Ayla's now. I have to do Krennic's, Temple Guard, and one other. Oh, I don't remember. Another new-ish character, Scorch. And then that's it. I'll have all the Zetas. I'm so close. I can do this. And that's the nice thing about Mace. I'm not going to get him first time around, so I don't need any of those Zetas just yet. I will get caught up. Datacrons, I bought the Darkside Ray Datacron. I also bought the Hermit Yoda. Leveling 2 of these things up is going to be painful, but I'm kicking butt in Conquest, and I'm at we're recording on Wednesday. I'm at the 3rd crate already.
Oh, wow.
So,
nice.
like, I'm feeling pretty good about my progress there. I'm sticking to the plan. I'm really almost exclusively using teams that are achieving things for feats instead of, like, clear it all out with Slicker and then go in and earn things. And it's going pretty well.
Nice.
That's all we got for you this week. It may not be the best advice, but at least we didn't recommend you take your Trench up to Relic 7. It's a fool's errand, I recognize. If you want to continue the conversation, join our Discord server. It's linked in the show description. Become a real live Jawa by supporting us on Patreon and sharing your thoughts by leaving us a podcast review. Big thanks also go out to Pabuapa and swgoh.gg and swgohevents.com for providing all the hard data we misinterpret weekly. Thanks for tuning in, and may the Force and RNG be with you.